So Mark, we're at the Chilliwack River Rafting. This is pretty exciting. I'm on the edge of an incredible river. You're going to put me in a raft. Explain first how you got into this.
Well, you know what? I started off just as a client coming out and enjoying the river, and discovered I really loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And so I did some training, and I was lucky enough to get a position with Chilliwack River Rafting.
Now, you're a high school teacher as well. You take kids out on these outdoor adventures. Tell me a little about that, because that must be exhilarating, taking kids out in this kind of stuff.
You know, one of my great joys is introducing kids to environments that they've never ever experienced before. It's sort of like a parent getting to see their child walk, or see a puppy dog for the first time, and on a bigger, grander scale. Yeah. So it's a great privilege to be able to do that.
There seems something to be quite unique about the Chilliwack River Rafting Company. Tell me what kind of sets it apart as a BC company here.
Well, Chilliwack River Rafting has been in existence in different forms for almost 25 years. Its owner, Russ Brown, just does a tremendous job of training his staff to respond to pretty much any sort of emergency situation. But even more than that, to train them so that those sorts of situations don't occur. Well, the river is technical. I think we do a great job of working with our guests and our clients to make sure that they know what's expected of them, so that we're able to handle that technical stuff and just have a great time.
Now, these what kind of rafts are we going to be on, and what do we need to be kind of looking for as we get into the water?
Well, we're going to be running today in a 14-foot self-bailing inflatable raft, fully equipped with foot cups to help keep everybody on board. They're paddle rafts, so the crew is the engine. And the guide does his best to get the raft to where it needs to go with the help of the crew.
I'll be honest with you, Mark. The last time I was in a river raft was about 9 years ago, and I got flipped out, and I got trapped underwater. Right. Honestly, this was kind of a near-death experience for me. Gotcha. I'm a little bit nervous. I've been up in an airplane, I've jumped out of planes, I've done all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm a little nervous to get back in here.
I understand.
But I'm pretty excited, though, too.
Yeah. Well, Randall, there's no question you had a scary experience. I understand that. And there's no questioning how scared you were and the level of your fear. My experience on the river tells me that you were probably in a lot less danger than your level of fear would indicate. So I think you can trust me when I say you're going to have an experience today that might give you the perception that you're in danger, but really, it's pretty risk reduced.
What are the 2 or 3 the most important things you need to remember on the river?
Well, I think the first thing is to make sure that you're fully equipped. Most people that get themselves into trouble on rivers, and it happens every single summer, are people who are not equipped for a river environment. So you can see we've got you in a PFD, a helmet, and a wetsuit, and with that, you're going to be able to, if you were to fall out of the raft, you're going to be able to survive quite well in that environment for several hours while we figure out how to get you back in.
Okay. What about else? If I do fall in the river, what do I got to keep in mind?
Well, the biggest danger on pretty much any river in BC is wood. Log jams, trees that have fallen over into the river. And so what we teach our clients is that if you do find yourself in the river and you are away from the raft, immediately look downstream to see if a hazard like that is presenting itself. And if it is, swim away from it. Not upstream, swim river left or river right to get away from the hazard.
And if you get sucked underwater, what do you do then?
Well, there is a dynamic on the river called a hole, and a hole has the property of being able to actually, as you say, suck somebody underwater. But the nice thing about it is that the same property that causes it to suck somebody underwater also pops them back up. And so the big thing is not to panic or to fight it, but to go with the flow. And then once your head is back up, but much like we were saying about the wood, don't try to fight the force of the hole, but swim to the left or the right, and eventually you're going to find water that's headed downstream, and pop, away you go.
Okay, Mark, let's get paddling, eh?
Sounds good to me.